I'm here, as I have been on many a morning for the last number of months, to urge all of us to work together in order to extend the production tax credit for wind energy. The PTC, as it's known, is going to expire in just a few months. And that impending expiration not only threatens the jobs of tens of thousands of Americans, but also threatens the continued prosperity of an industry that has seen tremendous growth over the last decade. And we simply cannot let that happen. But each day we fail to act and in effect abdicate our basic responsibility to support job creation. We are allowing jobs to be exported abroad, and we are truly abandoning a part of the bright future of American manufacturing. I've had the opportunity, Mr. President, over the last several months, as I mentioned, to come to the floor and talk about the benefits of the production tax credit in individual states. And today, and I'm here and I think it's timely and appropriate to highlight the great state of Arizona, a state that I have a special affinity for, as does the presiding officer. We were both born and raised in Tucson. And we both, I know, share a sense of pride because Arizona has adopted a renewable electricity standard like we have in Colorado and like we have in the presiding officer's state of New Mexico. And the important thing is not just the adoption of that standard, but Arizona's commitment to renewable energy has truly produced results. Now, when you think about Arizona, you think about solar resources. Sun shines many, many a day in Arizona, but it's also home to more than ample wind resources. And in fact, the studies show that Arizona has enough wind potential to provide 40% of the state's current electricity needs, and that's according to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. And Arizona is not letting that wind go to waste. It completed its first commercial wind project in 2009, and it's been steadily adding capacity ever since. The first project was the Dry Lake Wind Project, which is a wind farm comprised of 30 turbines in Navajo County, which is up in the northeastern section of the state, familiar to the presiding officer, quite near his home state to New Mexico. But Arizona isn't stopping with this one project. There are at least 7 wind manufacturers in Arizona who are creating good-paying jobs. And I want to mention one, Southwest Wind Power. It's a national leader in the small wind market. And it has a manufacturing facility up in Flagstaff, which is in Coconino County in the center of the northern part of Arizona. These online wind projects already power over 33,000 homes. And as I've highlighted, current projects under construction are likely to drastically multiply that number. Why is this important? Well, we have clean, renewable energy that creates American jobs. You talk about a virtuous cycle. This is one. Mr. President, there's a large wind project proposed in Arizona. It's the Mojave County Wind Farm, which is up here in the northwestern sector of Arizona. It will produce 500 megawatts of electricity. 500 megawatts would power 110,000 homes per year. And as importantly, that's an investment of hundreds of millions of dollars, and conservatively, it would create nearly 1,000 jobs. Those are impressive numbers. Why do I bring this proposed project up? Well, I bring it up because this investment is at risk. The BLM, under Secretary Salazar's leadership, has fast-tracked this project, and it's scheduled to begin construction next year. But our inaction here literally will thwart those plans. Without an extension of the production tax credit, the future of this project and the jobs and the clean energy that it will produce are in jeopardy. And that's just, it's flat out unacceptable. We have to act here in the Congress in order for the immense potential of wind power to be realized. Now, I wanted to talk today about something I have not mentioned previously, but on the upside, when we produce power from wind in the arid West, we save an enormous amount of water. And recent estimates project that for every 1,000 megawatts of new wind power produced, we save over 818 million gallons of water on an annual basis. I don't have to tell you, the presiding officer, we're in a period of extreme drought, not only in the Southwest, but in the Midwest. And when you add in the fact that Arizona has a very arid climate, fresh water supplies become increasingly precious. So when we take steps to reduce the demand for that fresh water, we make a down payment on the future of the Southwest. And of course, we know that well in Colorado. We're the headwaters of some of the most significant major rivers that feed the water needs of states all around us. But if we let the PTC expire, we risk all the jobs, the manufacturing, and the water savings that would have really positive effects on our economy. I see my good friend from Arizona is here, and I want to conclude, but I want to conclude on this note. This really isn't a partisan issue. On both sides of the aisle, we have strong support for the production tax credit. Just last last month, the Finance Committee included an extension of the production tax credit on a strong bipartisan vote. Our good friend, Senator Grassley from Iowa, has led the effort here in the Congress, and we have support in both houses. So I want to make a plea to all of us that let's act in a bipartisan fashion. Let's renew the production tax credit. The production tax credit simply equals jobs. So we had to pass it as soon as possible because the production tax credit equals jobs, and that's job one here for those of us in the Senate. In the House yesterday, a group of House members, over a dozen of them, made this effort bicameral. They talked on the floor of the House about how the PTC has benefited their districts. Their remarks highlighted what I've been saying for months. Without the PTC, thousands of good-paying American jobs will likely be lost or shipped overseas. Mr. President, there's no reason that should happen. Let's pass the production tax credit extension as soon as possible.